the final DLC. It was written everywhere in the marketing. Needless to say, the people were excited and so was I. So let's see if Dimps delivered. But before we begin, there are two very important things you need to know about this review. First off, there will be spoilers, but I have included timestamps that you can use to navigate around them if you prefer. And second, this review is written in the order that I experienced the DLC in. Alright, let's start off with things that I already know will disappoint me, and then move to the things that could be cool. First off is the Gallery of Time, the second least exciting addition for me. And yep, it's bad. Not only is the gallery basically just two menus that already exist in the game, but it is also a paid feature that combines two free features and does nothing else. Take a look for yourself. Also, there is this new bug where if you return from the character selection screen back into the main menu, the fade-in visual effect is interrupted by a notification window, and it finishes fading only once you have confirmed the notification. Ultra Time Patrol battles look neat, but the game recommends to first clear the new main story chapter, so I'll return to this later. Now let's look into the new characters and parallel quests. I will start off with the number one biggest disappointment for me, based on the marketing, Chronoa. In the following footage, I will show you both the regular and the quote-unquote new version of her, because it is truly ridiculous. But feel free to skip ahead, there are timestamps you can use.
You understand what I'm doing, don't you? You're in my way. Nuisance! Get back here! Stop struggling. Here goes. Stop struggling. Get back here! Here. You're finished. Charge! Here, this is it! This'll hurt. It's time you felt the wrath of a god. Hope you're ready. This is my best. Here you go. It's time. This is for you. Time's up. Huh? Too slow. Useless. Too slow. Weak. You're weak. Gotcha. Here we go. Enough already.
Okay, so basic combos are the same, supers, ultimates and evasive are nearly identical, her throw and fighting stance are the same, only her hand is high and not low. This is a premium character, by the way, you are expected to pay for this. Next, I will look into Goku while playing one of the two new PQs. Sadly we have just two this time around. First up is a God's Amusement. Zamasu and allies have summoned powerful allies from another timeline and launched an assault on Earth, put an end to their sinister scheme. Bit of a clunky wording, but it sounds fun. And you can apparently gain Hero Goku's quotes as well, meaning I don't have to mod them in later.
This power's crazy. I can't wait to test it out. This power, it's different from any I've ever had before.
Oh yeah? The power of not having your neck attached to your face? Or is it the power of not having your hair attached to your neck? This is not a mod, this is an official premium character. How do you screw this up so badly? This is something the QA should have caught. Actually, let me fix it real quick. It took me 7 minutes 21 seconds. Well, the recording itself is that long, so let's go with that. But this is what I mean. It is a catastrophic flaw in the character model that a modder can fix in a quick session. And actually, this is precisely how you figure out quickly if a model has issues with weight painting. Just pick one bone that is most likely to have issues and move it around. If the face disconnects from the neck, the weight paints are bad. This check takes like 3 seconds to do. Final DLC! Anyway, back to the quest where I will observe Goku some more. Hero Goku's energy trail actually looks cool, like a divine or celestial sash of our goddess Aqua. Whoa! Interesting way to start the quest. I did not expect a jump scare, but the story does sound interesting. I like that Hero Goku speaks more now. I assume this new form of his was stacked on top of Ultra Instinct, but it is not, so he can speak normally. Also, his blocking animation is really cool. Hero Goku has really cool attacks, and his version of Darkness Mixer does, in fact, let you continue charging even when your ki is already at maximum, because it charges stamina as well. But when both are maxed out, the charge ends on its own as usual. This means Dimps actually created a brand new interruption code just for this skill specifically. Gotta give credit where it's due. Oh, new animations. And a new model change scene. See, this is what I'm talking about. Where was this passion and love when designing Chronoa and Goku? It's like two completely different sets of developers worked on this DLC. One that wanted to give Xenoverse 2 a proper send-off, and the other that was forced to work overtime. But that's the end of the quest. Honestly, I liked it. It is still just fight these enemies, then these enemies, then these enemies, but it was interesting, and Corrupted Zamasu actually did feel like a proper boss instead of a random final villain to beat, so good job! And okay, I was not expecting this, but the Hero Goku's cosplay actually does feature the crystallized arm, the crystal, and even the actual animations as well, which I didn't even notice on Hero Goku himself. And it looks like this model, at least for the Sith, doesn't have any holes in it. Okay, time for the second PQ. George Washington's right-hand man. A full-scale battle royale erupts to decide who will become Frieza's right-hand man. Who will claim the title of the strongest in the Frieza Force? Okay, so the holy inscription can chase after enemies. That's cool. It is still 90% the same skill as before, but this is a good addition at least. Appeal and Raspberry are funny, but their dialogue doesn't fit in the dialogue box. Oh, found one! Chronoa has this new attack. Although, it is just one new attack in a combo string that is otherwise copy-pasted. And I died. Well, time for my CaC to take over. It seems Dimps finally fixed the thing where the enemies try to grab you twice in a row if they miss the first one. But apparently, Ultra Instinct no longer protects you from throws. On the other hand, you can finally perfect block a dash attack from behind. Yet another new model change scene. Yay. But Frieza's plot is the exact same as with Majup from an older PQ. He wants to recruit you, finds out you are too strong, so he tries to kill you instead. Oh, apparently the UI just straight up no longer dodges at all. Okay, I take back my praise. They didn't make it more convenient to use, they just straight up broke the skill itself. Edit from the future, it seems the skill is broken only on the PS4 version. On PC it works fine. But at least the detransform prompt now reads deactivate a Vulcan skill. Do know why it took them 10 years to realize unlock a Vulcan skill doesn't work as a name at all, but at least it's here now. This PQ was a lot less interesting than the Zamasu one. Not only does it reuse the same plot from a different PQ, but there really isn't any hook, anything that would be memorable. It does have great voice acting though. Goku's new ultimate actually stops the background music, but then it restarts it from the beginning instead of continuing where it left off. Still, I am impressed that Dimps coded this. But now it's finally time to take a look at the story, and this is the major spoiler section of the video, so if you want to avoid those, use the timestamps to navigate around them. This was to be expected, but it still sucks. The entire story mode is the same block for gameplay recording. You'll just have to make do with my notes then. Edit from the future again. I have actually gone and bought the DLC for PC as well, so we will have footage here just. Please subscribe. We begin by fighting USV Chronoa, whose AI seems to be quite specifically tailored for her, as she uses long-range attacks from a distance and even combines her attacks together.
I can mix all history together, making only one timeline. Then, I'll squish it down until it is small as I can get. Once that's done, I'll be able to keep it safe. Right here in my possession, where it belongs.
Her villain personality also makes sense. Since the crystals heighten the dark desires within people, her deciding to collapse history into a small manageable block and wanting to destroy anyone who would tamper with it is the manifestation of her frustrations. So good job there. She is properly sinister while staying true to herself. Okay, what the hell. Once USV Chronoa is beaten, a cutscene plays where your CaC launches at her to break the crystal, just like Goku did for Jiren, but it just fades to black? Come on, you have code specifically designed to handle multiple character sizes, so what are you doing? This first battle was basically perfect, and then the ending just comes and crashes it all into the dirt. Man. Also, this is the last time we will see villain Chronoa. I'm not kidding. One of the two premium characters makes an appearance for exactly one battle and then never appears again.
Please hurry! The two of you have got to get back to the time vault!
So we were in the Time Rift, a dimension where Demigra was sealed because he was so powerful and dangerous, and out of which there is no easy escape without portals or time scrolls, but when Trunks says to hurry back to the time vault, we just fly out of there? The hell? Let's just move to the second mission.
The Time Patrollers suddenly stopped being able to interact with history! We're so screwed! Some have been left stranded in the timelines. They can't even come back home anymore.
What? Well then, now the story is getting interesting. And Dims finally remembered we are the main character. Woohoo! Finally it was our CaC that did something that significantly moved the plot forward.
The crystals are gone! Are you okay in there? Speak up!
Aren't you missing a voice line here?
I used the time ring, the one I created, and I saw the future, if you can believe it. But the kicker is, I totally regretted it. No joke. In the future, I learned you died at the hands of another.
Well, there it is. What I thought was actually the truth. When Phil looked into the future, the reason he didn't tell us what he saw was because it directly affected us. And since he seems to have some kind of obsessive kinship with us, he was working ever since to prevent it. Phil's USV personality also makes sense. When he appeared for the very first time, he was just having fun messing around and offhandedly mentioned how if there are sad pasts, then they should be fixed to be happier. Only now that he is a villain, his focus shifted towards the future.
Because you're a time patroller, you don't want the future to be destroyed, no matter the reason. Well then, what choice do you want to make this time? I'm never going to ask you again. Would you still choose to protect the future at all costs? Even if it means sacrificing yourself?
You know, this feels like a thing where we should have had a choice. We had choices in the past quests, but Phil just instantly assumes that we would sacrifice ourselves. And then he unceremoniously transforms into his demon god form. Honestly, I understand why we didn't have a choice, because one, then the story could veer off in a direction where we just let Phil be, thus the whole Future Saga 4 comes to a quick end, and two, because this is a cinematic cutscene, so it cannot be easily interrupted without looking bad, but still. Don't be afraid to let your players fail, to let them make the wrong decision. Anyway, Phil seems like a solid villain at this point, because his motivation stems from a place of friendship and compassion. And even though the more he talks, the more he sounds like a Zamasu wannabe, he is still solid, because he is a villain that exists specifically because of us, even if we didn't ask for his help. So when a friend goes astray, it is up to us to bring him back.
Isn't it grand?
No, not really. I don't get excited about the prospect of fighting the same villains again that I have been fighting for 10 years. And why is Raspberry there? Twice. On a side note, We are in an inverted time rift, so that's interesting. It looks pretty ugly though. There's a bug where if Toa throws you, for a frame or so your character model gets abnormally stretched.
Listen, send out as much energy as you can. Give it everything you've got. It has to reach someone.
What? What are you talking about? I am doing just fine, I don't need any help. Fine. Let's have our Avengers moment.
Whoa, are you okay?
You can't be serious. It's Goku again? Does he have to interrupt literally every single final boss fight we ever had? Okay, as long as he doesn't take center stage and remains just a support character, then fine. And the quest just ends there. That was the most insane whiplash of emotions I have ever felt playing Xenoverse.
All of them fighting by your side? I think...
Oh, okay. Great cinematography here. While the heroes are fighting the villains, Phil just floats idly. Also, his signature smile has completely vanished. I don't think he smiled once during this entire DLC. And his power is so great it makes even Janemba afraid. Now we're talking. He opens a rift and... we instantly snap into the begin quest screen with the 3 shadow dragons already spawned. Really? That's so lame. You couldn't bother to animate them going out of the rift, or at least spawn them in from the rift once the quest begins?
You think I'd do something that mundane? This black hole's got a specific target.
Oh, apparently it is a black hole that sucks in all history. Now that's interesting.
Impossible. No, this isn't finished. I will have my revenge.
Well, the Bora's voice acting sucks. But hey, he's the first one and otherwise the performances were great.
Ah! What is this?
Great, they actually did something with that black hole. And it looked cool. Okay, this quest is actually pretty loaded, so it now makes sense why the previous one ended so suddenly. But in such a case, the ending cutscene from that quest should have been moved into this one as an opening cutscene. If the previous quest ended with Goku's asking about their well-being, and then this quest opened up with the gathering of the Avengers, both quests would have seemed more whole.
The futures began to converge into a single form, and no matter how I tried, I couldn't change it anymore. You would die. Over and over and over again. And I was the one who killed you. I'd used the crystals on myself. I had done it too many times, and the power they gave began to grow beyond my control. It was me. I would go berserk in every timeline, and you would always try to save me every time. You'd sacrifice yourself, and despite my intentions, I always ended up murdering you. What a big joke, am I right? After everything I had done, it was all for nothing. Plus, all my meddling had somehow gone and made everything even worse. But hey, it's still early enough in this timeline to win. And all I gotta do is get rid of this damned future. So, with all the power I can muster, I'll change your fate. Every bad guy who killed you in a variant future will be gone. The time-space in which you are destined to die will be erased. And as for my part in things, I'll never kill you again. I'm at the root of this whole mess. If I disappear, then your ending has to change.
Honestly, this was an amazing scene. It was quite predictable, but it had emotion, weight, felt personal, and revealed Phil's greatest fear, becoming a monster that he cannot control anymore. Great work, excellent! Also, apparently Demon God Phil gained the power to fully control Ultra supervillains. I like this quest. Let's move to the next one.
Oh my gosh!
Huh. So the death of our CaC is actually not a future, but a concept. Meaning once Phil tried to erase himself from existence, a twisted version of him appeared and brought him right back.
to ready the blade.
What is neat is that once he was brought back, Phil didn't waste any time and immediately told the CAC how to deflect the attack that would otherwise kill us all.
Something's wrong! Why are my friends acting all crazy?
And back to complaining. What do you mean, why are all your friends acting crazy? You are the Goku who we helped out before and who helped us out against Mira. You should already have plenty of experience with mind-controlled people. Why are you acting like any of this is new to you? Also, Vegeta is again mind-controlled? When he was brainwashed by Demigra in Xenoverse 1, the excuse why Goku was immune was that Goku reached Super Saiyan God already. Then Few brainwashed him again in Xenoverse 2 during the Tournament of Power, and now, at the very end of Xenoverse, he is brainwashed once more? Have you noticed something though? Goku was never brainwashed in any of the games, not even in parallel quests, even once the Super Saiyan God excuse stopped working. But Vegeta keeps getting controlled over and over. Imagine how cool it would have been if it was Vegeta who helped us bring everyone back instead of Goku for... I don't even know which time we are on right now. What is your vendetta against Vegeta, Deems? And why do you love Goku so much?
Anything that might negatively affect the future. So that black hole ended up absorbing all the twisted desires and all the worst timelines. I think those desires fused together to birth a single sinister consciousness.
Oh well, I was wrong. It isn't a concept. The black hole just gained consciousness and turned hostile. Honestly, that works too, but my idea was cooler.
Out like a light. No, Goku! Go away! Go away! Go away! I beg you, just go away! I never wanted any of this to happen!
I really like Few here. He completely lost control of the situation, so now he's panicking as he tries to salvage it. And he knows that if Goku becomes an USV, we are all doomed. But apparently Goku didn't need him at all and could just overcome the villainy on his own. Gotta love the power of plot armor. But he had great voice acting there. It actually felt like a scene from the anime.
Isn't that Ultra Instinct?
Wait, it apparently is stacked on top of Ultra Instinct? Then, why doesn't he dodge? Did Dims actually break the brand new character as well? Okay, I am kidding here, but if his crystallized form really is based on UI, then where did all the perks of UI go? Just make it his base form instead. Okay, wait, are you serious? Yes, Hero Goku is exciting, but now he is the fighter we control in a story that is about us and Few? Well, let's hope it steers in the correct direction soon.
And over there on the ground. That's a patroller. Why aren't you helping? What are you doing?
Ah, okay. We are actually considered to be unconscious right now. I would have still preferred to play as Few, but at least it makes more sense now. Also, Goku is giving reasonable commands mid-combat, which is very on brand for him. But for some reason, the enemies are all set to very easy difficulty. If you want to show off how amazing Hero Goku is, then why did you make his enemies so weak a Cyberman could beat them?
He's done it! He's actually done it! He's managed to quell the raging power of the crystals!
Okay, great, I am happy for you, but why Goku? On a side note, here Hero Goku's ultimate doesn't interrupt the background music. Maybe there are two versions of the skill and they realized having the glorious music be interrupted and started from the beginning would be dumb. Anyway, Hero Goku can break the villainy on all our allies. Neat. You know who else could do something like that? Literally no everyone. Yep, everyone. We ourselves were doing that since the first part of this saga, and the solution remained the same since Xenoverse 1. Beat them up and the villainy disappears. Hell, we did that exact same thing on Chronoa in the very first mission of this DLC. Ah well, at least this time the outro cutscene actually makes sense to end the current quest. But now that it is over, let me run an idea by you. We can start the quest off by playing as Hero Goku and see how he can break the villainy on others, but midway through, we switch to playing as our own CAC that fights off the concept version of Few. Since Few himself said that concept is basically the pure will to destroy, it makes no sense it would just let us peacefully bring everyone back to their senses without trying to stop us or destroy us. So if our CAC kept the concept at bay, while Goku was busy rescuing our allies, in my opinion that would make for a better quest. We would both get to see how cool Hero Goku is, and once we have had our fill, we could once again play as ourselves to help out Goku by keeping him safe from the concept's attacks. This would even still maintain the strange obsession Dims has with making Goku the main character of our and Phil's story, without making it so blatantly obvious. Next quest. Alright, let's begin. Empowered by a black hole, the monster only takes damage while out of energy in guard break status. Its constant energy recovery complicates this, however, and only Goku can withdraw down its energy, having quelled the ultra supervillain form. Trusting Goku that he will lead you to victory as you face down the monster? You can't see this, but my eyes rolled back in my skull upon reading that. Can you make it any less obvious that in the story of us and Few, Goku is the main character? Moving on, apparently the concept is called Future's Doom. Honestly, pretty cool name. Just the casual fighting music in the background doesn't really fit. This is the type of music that plays during casual battles in parallel quests. Why is it playing in the final battle of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 trademark? Even if you didn't want to compose new symphonies, there are other themes in the game that sound more appropriate that you could have used. All of the Doom skills are called Error. Yep, that's just plain great decision. But it seems all our stats were set to about 5% outgoing damage, while only Hero Goku remains undebuffed. Well, at least they are consistent with their own narrative, even if I dislike said narrative. But kudos to you for sticking to your guns and making the boss fight thematic in gameplay as well. Unfortunately, it also means there is no point in attacking the Doom itself while it has its shields up, because we are doing no damage to the shield, so we just have to float around while Goku handles it.
You're a time patroller, right? I can tell.
How?
Your fighting style says it all.
What?
Aim for that crystal! The energy's focusing around it!
Wait, you needed to be told that? You did that exact same thing on Goku Black. But maybe that isn't the same Goku. Fine. In that case, you did that exact same thing on Jiren. Also, the moment you are told to do it, you just do it? On your first try? Okay then.
The crystal!
Holy shit! Doom killed Goku. Now that was unexpected and genuinely caught me off guard. Oh. Goku teleported away and powered us up at the last moment, and then was erased from history. What are you doing? If Hero Goku died there and then, it would have had serious emotional impact. We all know death means nothing in Dragon Ball, but come on, it was all perfect. It was unexpected, and it happened just as Goku nearly delivered the final blow. But nope, he just teleports away, ruining the whole moment, powers us up, then dies. You know what would have made this better? Goku actually dying to the Doom. He was already beginning to vanish due to being erased from history, so what's the big deal? And then Few could have given us the last crystal he still had on his person, and told us he trusts us to do what Goku did, and then we become the hero CAC, and the final battle begins. Why does Dims keep ruining these epic moments? Next quest. Okay, we begin with instructions on how to use this new power, and I gotta say, looking good. Let's see how it handles in combat. Oh, apparently Few can use healing capsules. Not gonna lie, that is a very clever way to make a challenging battle fairer. So, the new form? Yep, it is cool. And fighting together with Few is also amazing. The music also fits. The random noises Doom makes are also perfect for the occasion. Oh my, an actual QuickTime event. And now we have the burst mode active forever. I assume it is just for this one battle, but still, that's really freaking cool. And just like that, the Doom is finally destroyed. This fight dragged on a little by the end, but honestly, this is what I was talking about the whole time. Us and Few together fighting against the final boss. Man, was the middle section unsatisfying, but the ending absolutely delivered. The ending is very sweet, even though old Kai's dialogue didn't fit into his dialogue box. And not only does our CAC actually say something for the first time in 10 years, but there is also a hole in their textures between the bust and pants model if you wear Hero Goku's gi and Demon God Fuse pants. Okay, now that the story is done, we can return to the Ultra Time Patrol. Not gonna lie, I actually forgot it even existed as I began writing the next part of this video, but hey, I remembered it when reading my research notes, so let's jump right into it. The recommended level is 199, mine is 149, looks like I'm ready to go. Reading the tutorial, it actually seems similar to the survival I coded. Very similar in fact. Don't tell me someone at Deems actually liked my quest enough to create a better version in game. Oh shit, don't mind all the negativity guys, we're all friends here, right? Seems a new AI logic was created, a weak AI that can use Soul Burst. Neat. Also the enemies in this quest are generally a lot better at deciding when to use their evasives. The muscle memory I have of fighting enemies doesn't apply to these guys, so that is absolutely amazing. They can use multiple Soul Bursts in a single quest now. I think I smell a new script code that I am very interested in experimenting with. Anyway, this challenge is similar to my survival, but not quite the same. It is fun though, and challenging. And it took me over an hour to beat. And I nearly died on multiple occasions. The only thing I'd complain about is that you can only play it as your CaC. It would be fun to tackle this with cast characters as well, or at least let you play it as casts once you have beaten it once already. Okay, but now that it is beaten, overall, great! You apparently also have a chance to receive an extra buff when selecting one. Anyway, the fact that the final boss of this gauntlet can basically one-shot you is kinda an issue. You take about an hour to reach him and he can end your run instantly. Okay, that's a wrap. Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised by the main story from this DLC, even though there were moments when, well, you know. It almost made me forget I was mad about Chronoa and Hero Goku. Almost being the crucial word. Alright, let's get to the rankings, beginning with characters. USV Chronoa, F. For a premium character, being 97% copy-pasted from her previous form is unacceptable. She should have been a free alternative costume for the regular Chronoa, and Demon God Fuse should have been the second premium character. Hero Goku, C. He is very fun to play with, but how in the hell did you forget to attach his hair and neck to the rest of his face? Next are the PQs. A God's Amusement PQ, A. Perfectly serviceable as a Xenoverse quest, but it doesn't introduce any new gimmick, so it's more of the same. It is a good more of the same, but it is still more of the same. Frieza's Right-Hand Man PQ, C. Again, more of the same, but unlike with the Zamasu quest, this one has no interesting hook anywhere, not to mention the reused climax. The only reason it isn't a D is because of the amazing voice acting. And unfortunately, neither Hero Goku nor Villain Chronoa appeared in either of these quests, meaning they will never appear in PQs, because the game is not getting any further DLCs. I still think having Chronoa fight together with us in this story for a little while could have been cool. Moving on to the main story. Future Saga 4, B. It is entertaining, has cool visuals, and the final battle feels appropriately climactic and fun, even though it drags on a little too long by the end. But Dimps again forgot that Goku is not the main character of Xenoverse. Well, I was mentioning my gripes with the story as I was playing, so you already know how I feel about it. And finally, the Ultra Time Patrol, A. It is a fun and challenging mode, but you cannot play it with cast characters, and the final boss can nearly one-shot you. So, is the DLC worth buying? Well, you know my opinions about it, now form your own. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.